Hi students, so this lecture for BCA second sem on the statistical method, and in the last lecture we discussed on the data, and I hope all of you watched this lecture, and I hope all of you understand this. So what do you mean by data? Data means it is in the informations, okay, which required for the statistical investigation. Okay, so this is the data, and there are two types of the sources are there to collect the data. First one is a primary data, and second one is a what's the secondary data. Okay, so and you know the primary data means what's the collected by him, which is the first time. Okay, first time whatever the data is collected is nothing but the primary data. Okay, and the second data means what's which is collected by some other persons and which are usually published. Okay, so which is already data is used, and again they are going to use the data is nothing but the secondary data. Okay, or you can say it is the secondary source. As well as we saw the basis of comparison, there are some points are there for this comparison. The meaning is there, data point is there. Okay, so process is there, what's the sources are there, cost, collection time, specific, accuracy and reality. These are what's the basis of comparison. Okay, so now see the collection of data of primary data as well as the secondary data. Okay, so by the which way they are going to collect the primary data as well as the secondary data. So first one is a what's the primary data, how they are going to collect. Just see, first one is a direct personal interviews, second one indirect investigation, and third one is a local correspondence, and fourth one is a questionnaire method. As well as the collection of secondary data, so this data is collecting by the unpublished source and the published sources. Okay, so these are the sources are there to collect the primary data as well as the second data. Okay, so now see the what in by first, which is the direct personal methods. Okay, so this direct personal method, it is suitable for no small scale surveys. Okay, for the small scale surveys. Okay, so it means what it is, and the investigator no personally meets informants. Okay, so those investigators are no, they investigators are meets to the directly informants. Okay, as well as he puts a number of questions relating to the inquiry. If they want to inquire something about, then he investigators put some questions relating to that concerns. Okay, and collects the necessary and desired information from the persons. Okay, so this is about the direct personal interviews. For example, if the investigators need the information relating to the wage structure, okay, of a factory workers, then he personally interviews with the workers of that factory. Okay, wage means what's related to the salary. Okay, so if the investigator need, if the investigator should know the what's about the salary of the workers, then investigator should meet to the directly workers for the ask for the questions. Okay, so this is the direct personal interview. Okay, so there are advantages, some disadvantages also is there. Okay, so advantages, informants supply the information willingly when an investigator approaches personally, as well as the information obtained is more accurate. Okay, as well as confusion, wrong interpretations of the questions on the part of the respondents can be avoided. Like these advantages are there, as well as the disadvantages also some are there. So which are those? It's time required is more, as well as it is costly affair. Okay, as well as there is a great chance of personal bias influencing that the inquiry. Like this disadvantages also is there. Okay, so this is about the direct personal interview. So the direct personal interview is what the investigator directly meets to the informant, is nothing but the direct interview. Okay, next one is the what's indirect investigation. Okay, so under this indirect investigation, no, so the investigator does not interview directly with the informants, but some approaches can third person. Okay, but this investigator directly approaches to the third persons, but investigators not directly meets to the informant. Okay, so it means as well as investigator is not directly met to the parties who are capable of supplying the informations. Okay, so this is about the indirect what's the investigator. Okay, so actually this method is applied when it is not possible to obtain the information from the direct personal interviews. Okay, so discussed above as well as the information regarding crime, alcoholic liquor drinking behavior, etc. Okay, so on these cases though this indirect investigation is a put it. Okay, so as well as it means what's this method is usually employed by the commissions appointed by the government or by the police for detecting the criminal, etc. Okay, as well as this method depends on the accuracy of the information supplied by the third parties. Okay, so this is about what's the indirect investigations. So for this purpose also some advantages disadvantages is there. Next third point is what's local correspondence. So local correspondence under this method, the local agents or correspondents, okay, local agents or the correspondents appointed by the investigator in a different places or transmit the required information to the investigator. Okay, so this is about the local correspondence methods as and this method is successfully employed by the newspaper agencies and the government departments who require the regular information regarding the individuals spread over wide geographical area. Like this is about the local correspondence method. And next one is what's the questionnaire method. Last, this is very important in the research field. So this questionnaire method, so this under this method the questionnaire containing questions pertaining to the inquiry is designed and sent through enumerators or sent by the post. Okay, and they are collecting the information by the way of the questionnaire. They are preparing the questionnaire for a particular subject. On that they are sending to the informants. Okay, informants, and their informants are filling this questionnaire and sending again to the investigator. Okay, so and this investigator will collect the information like this. Okay, so this is about the questionnaire method. Next one is a collection of the secondary data. Okay, so the what in by secondary data, the secondary data is always it is a already used, which is collected from the published or the unpublished and now see the which are those sources are there to collect the secondary data: unpublished sources and the published sources. Okay, so unpublished sources means what? So the all the data all the data collected are not always published. Okay, so the statistical data like records kept in the government or semi-government office, private offices, research works are the examples of the unpublished sources. Okay, such data can be made use of whenever necessary for the investigators. Okay, so this is about the unpublished sources. And the published sources, you know that the it means what's the publications of the commercial and the trade associations like Federation of Indian Chamber of Commerce or Institute of Works and Cost Accurate accountants, etc. Okay, so like the newspapers, like the journals or like the periodicals. Okay, so these are the what published sources. Okay, and you can say the central and state government publications, like the government collects and publish various statisticals like the corporation crop productions or the population statistics or wages and the labor statistics, trade statistics, etc. Okay, so for it's the smooth administrations and to frame policies and plans. So this is about the published sources. Okay, so these are the sources to collect the primary data and the second data. In the next class we will see the techniques of the data collections. First one is the experimental method, second one is the census method, and third one is a sampling method. Okay, so thank you.